But let's talk a little bit about your position with Theater Encino, because it is what I love about Theater Encino is because they love original work. So there's a real openness for particularly local playwrights to Los Angeles. You've produced some of my work.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the types of plays that are interesting to you, and of course Rustin Comer as well, who's involved with you.
We like pieces that are very human, and it doesn't matter really the genre they can be. Like, you know, we produced Dr. Biscotti for you, and that was funny, but also very dark and serious. It was not, you know, about people in real situations having very honest, real reactions. It's the truth. You mentioned truth, and it's just very truthful. Theater is what we're interested in producing, whether or not that's wacky comedy or, you know, really serious or whatever it is. And we had a 10-minute play festival in, I think this year it was in March, but we try to have it February or March, around there, depending on.
10-minute play festival.
10-minute
and you always pick a theme to go by.
Yes. We request submissions based on that theme and select from there. And we've done some really wonderful work with that. That's so much fun. It's very fun.
Yes.
Very, very fun.
And it draws a lot of people in, because you've got all the actors that are in each one, directors and the playwrights.
Right.
So it really creates a community around theater.
It does, and it not only introduces our little black box theater to the world, but it also, just being produced is so exciting, and, you know, to submit somewhere and have it produced is exciting, and it's exciting to watch, and it's really, really, there's so much talent. So much talent, so hard to choose. That's the hardest thing, is selecting the ones.
Yes, let's talk about that. Now, Gary Garrison has written a great book on the 10-minute play. I think it's very helpful. He goes over things like, you know, 4 characters or less, simple set,
very simple,
no sound cues, no trampoline, no volcano, just very simple.
No 4-poster bed, no. These things, yeah.
Right. So if a writer writes a play like that, would you say that the chances are better that they will find a home for that play?
A simple play with simple production requirements.
Low, yeah. So if they send you a play that's got 12 characters in it, what's going to happen with that play within 2 seconds?
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's hard. It's hard to find 12 actors to commit to doing a 10-minute play festival for a weekend in Los Angeles, because everybody's, you know, pursuing film and television. Their time is tight, and to make that commitment and then to try to rehearse 12 people for a 10-minute play, you know, is tough. And then the production values, they need to be simple as well. We do sort of environmental here slightly. Sometimes we have a proscenium stage for the Monologue Festival last year, which happened in September and is upcoming again. Watch for your submission notice.
While you're on that, tell our audience the email address.
The email address for the theater is theater, THEATRE, Encino, ENCINO, .literary@gmail.com.
And what they could do is send you an email now and get on the email list. So when you are putting out the call for submissions, they will receive it. And
absolutely.
Now, does the Monologue Festival have a theme?
It will have a theme, and we're narrowing that down right now. It should like, you know, in the next couple of days, we're considering several options, and so in the next couple of days we'll be able to announce that and get the submission notice out for that.
And also for people that, playwrights and directors and actors, you know, for those of you who live in the Los Angeles area, it's a good idea to go see the shows. Come and meet Melanie here at Theater Encino, which is located on Burbank Boulevard in Encino. You just Google it and you can find it. She loves to meet people in the arts. This campus is very supportive of the arts. A lot of times they hang original art in the lobby of the theater. So they like not only artists for theater, but also visual artists, three-dimensional artists.
We always try to do that. So we always try to have some kind of art exhibit with visual artists, because you know, our whole thing is that art is transformative, and art in all of its forms is transformative. We always try to involve local artists for their visual art, and so that people are looking at that in the lobby before the show or during the intermission or afterwards, and just promoting local visual artists as well. That's been very successful. You know, the Monologue Festival's coming up. Do you need something? You know,
That's
I'm
great.
thinking about this, and do you think this will go along with your theme? Because we always try to make the visual art thematic as well. You know, try to get pieces in there that will dovetail into the theme of the theatrical evening. So it's very exciting. And then those artists come in, and then they see shows, and then it sort of becomes this merging of the two, which are not as disparate as people might think.
And music too, musicians and art. I mean, that's just the best blend of the arts, and anybody. There's something for everyone to not only get involved with, but as an audience member to appreciate.
Absolutely.
Can you put into words how you can tell when a script is good, a quality script?
I think it needs to, especially in a 10-minute play format, it needs to grab you right away. It doesn't have to, you know, knock you off your stool, but it has to pique your interest in a way right away within the first few lines. And you have to, it has to inform. So it's really difficult because exposition is not fun to write.
Yeah.
So you need to inform in some way.
Right.
So it's very, you know, find very clever ways to introduce your characters or the situation or whatever. Also, length is often a problem. There are pieces that I've had to pass on that are brilliant, but are too long.
But so they need to pay more. We as writers need to pay more attention and keep it to 10 minutes. You know, it's always a good habit to read your script out loud. You know, have a little reading of it with your actor friends and time it. And because if you've written some monologues in there, you're not going to get the 10 pages. It's going to have to be 6 or 7 in some cases.
And then the arc of the story is like it's like being whipped around the moon. I mean, it just, you know, it has to build and resolve very quickly. It's really a concise, really smart writing style, and you know, where you can just inform, you know, with one line, 2 words. It's really an art. It's more of a craft. It's not an art. It's a craft. You know, we all have that art.
And you have to be a craftsman to be able to do it.
You have to really be able to wordsmith. You really do.
They don't happen haphazardly, these 10-minute plays.
And people think, oh, it's easy. It's just 10 pages. How hard can it be to write 10 pages? But what has to happen in those 10 pages is an entire lifetime of a story. You know, the entire story has to be told. So it's really a challenge. And it's a challenge for me to write. I often don't submit my own work, you know, because I'm still working on that genre.
She's so good, though. Just ignore her. Okay, now, you have a heart for the homeless.
Yes,
Talk
I
about
do.
that. What does Theater Encino do? What does the theater here on this campus do for the homeless?
15% of all of our proceeds goes to a direct aid organization here in the San Fernando Valley to give direct aid, to feed, clothe, shower the homeless right in this neighborhood. So I always tell people right here when I tell people when they come see the shows, I go, that money you just gave is going to feed that man at the 7-Eleven that you just walked past. Yeah. He gets to eat tonight because you bought a ticket.
And you may not have the courage to hand him money there, but you can come to the theater and hand the money to you.
Right.
And then you hand it to them.
Right. And that organization is called Lutheran Social Services, LSS, and we work very closely with them. We also are really trying to organize, again, a dinner theater for the homeless, which is my passion. It's just because they are and they're human and they deserve, and they aren't less deserving because they don't have the money to go to the Taper or to Theater Encino or to the theater down the street. It's really important to me to feed them and give them a theatrical experience just because they're here and they can't, you know, why should they be excluded because of whatever?
And as theater people, if we really do believe that theater can be and is transformative, then what do we do in just giving it to a certain type of person? You know, we need to be able to use it to help the community heal and become a healthier place to live, I think. And that doesn't just mean people that have jobs and can afford to drive to a theater and pay to get in. I mean, we have to be able to reach out to those people. And I'm so inspired by your work and your heart for those that can't see to their own needs. And, you know, in our society, we think that these people just need food. But, you know, the problem is much deeper than that.